My people, what's up? Just got out of the stove, buying wife some peaches because she's all sickly and stuff. And I don't know, I just felt compelled to come live because I just see on this day that like everybody, is supposed to be out with their families and stuff. Like, whether Thanksgiving's bullshit, I know, I get it. I get all the theories behind it. But I'm just saying, in most American cultures, Thanksgiving is where you go see your family and you go eat. And in my opinion, that's a very positive thing. So, about to get hit by this car right here. Let's go driving. I know you guys like when I do the driving talks. And yeah, like, I don't know, everybody's in Acme with their stupid masks on, and like, I just saw this woman was like walking up, and she just looked like a normal woman, and I just saw her I saw the moment where she realized, oh shit, I need to put on my fucking face diaper. She puts it on, and dude, just like the overwhelming sense of like unnecessary obligation and just like, manipulative guilt that goes into this thing. Like, people do that because people make them feel guilty if they don't. They don't actually like. I mean, some people are crazy and they buy all this bullshit, but most people actually just do it because they have to, or because somebody's gonna make them feel guilty. They don't, which is total garbage. And like, dude, it's like to have that on this day where you're supposed to be hanging out with your family and enjoying things is bullshit. And this was just me at the grocery store. Think about all the people who are not going to Thanksgiving this year and not going to see their families and just like spending it lonely. I mean, I had a tradition with my friends from high school. We played football every Thanksgiving, and like just nobody called anybody this year. Nobody fucking said anything. We just let it rock. This is the first year we didn't do it in like almost half a decade. And like, I don't know, that's so uncool. That's fucking beat. And like, if you watch this channel and you go to the Empty Hospital videos and you see the interviews we post with other, doctors in the field and stuff like that, or if you research Andrew Kaufman, or if you went to Red Pill, God, if you went to Red Pill Expo, like, everything upside down, left and right about this scamdemic. But at any rate, there's either not enough people who are aware, or there's just too many people who buy the media bullshit and then go into the guilt tripping tirade. Like, dude, the holidays in Philly were probably my favorite part of the year, as far as like familial like engagements go. Like, I get to see all of my cousins and their kids and watch them grow up every year. It's like probably like one of the most beautiful things about life. And now the normal person stays at home and wears a fucking face diaper, and then the crazy conspiracy theorists go hang out with their family for Thanksgiving. So that's fucking so ridiculous. But yeah, I really wanted to come on here and hopefully encourage you guys, if you're like on the fence about like going to see your dad or something, or like, going to visit your nieces and nephews, just fucking do it. Like, if it makes you feel any better, no one's gonna die. But even if there was like, this situation where people like actually were in some sort of danger, well, I'm in a car right now, and if I was to drive into this car in front of me, boom. Ooh, brakes almost gave out there. See? Cars are fucking dangerous. But nobody bats an eye because it's considered normal. I bet if everybody started guilt tripping people about driving cars because it's like a safety thing, too many people are dying in accidents, and the news pushed it enough, everybody would fucking stop driving. Like, that's what I want people to realize, is like, dude, pretty much all of the reason you guys are doing any of this, and when I say you guys, I mean the people who are participating in this ritual, is because that's what you're told to do, and that's what everybody else is doing. And everybody else is doing it because they were told to do it. And I know the media and the news, it looks all official to all you old people because it's got like, nice graphics and well-dressed people with nice hair. And so like, it just looks official, so you just buy it. Like, why would they lie? Why would they lie to all of us? And I mean, if you watch this channel at all, you know exactly why they would lie. It's for control, and it's for dominance over humanity, to ultimately obliterate us, or turn us into like half-baked, like fucking half-machine, robot, mass vaccine people. Let's get into the vaccine a little bit. Everybody's excited for the vaccine. Nobody wants to leave until the vaccine's done. So they got you like Stockholm syndrome into like begging them for this things they come out again. Whereas like I've just been going out this whole time, no vaccine, nothing, and you know I'm fine. Everybody around me's fine. Nobody I know has COVID. And even if they think they have COVID, what they did was they just took a PCR test, which is basically just like a glorified petri dish, and they run it for this thing called cycles. So like in the first cycle, you know, the biological material that they put in there from like your nose or whatever matures. And then what they do is for COVID, they run this cycle like 25 to 40 times. So it's just like if you like a little bit of mold underneath a fucking potato, if you give that mold a life cycle 40 more times, the potato is going to look like shit. It's going to be covered in pathogenic consummate bacteria. And that's the whole reason why so many people, the cases are going up, is because of the fact that these PCR tests are basically just like petri dishes, and if you run them for enough cycles, you can get anything to show up in there, any type of antigen or antibody. So like what's happening is your immune cells are responding to basically like a cesspool in a PCR machine that has no biological energy in it as far as like being able to like reverse any damage. So your antibody cells just do what they can to survive and multiply and multiply. And so then the fucking doctors see that and they're like, oh look at all these antibodies that were in your throat. Meanwhile, they weren't there. They just grew and multiplied and committed cell division to basically, you know, survive in this hostile environment that is this like lone PCR machine. I gotta show you this because it's so awesome. You guys are into synchronicity, right? Say what up in the chat. We got a synchronistic license plate here. I believe that this matrix that we live in, this earth realm, is primarily metaphysical, it's primarily energetic, it's primarily mental, emotional, spiritual, and physicality, or the physical, is a direct sort of like down the stream manifestation of these mind and soul energies. And so like, you know, I see all of these crazy license plates with like 999 on them, or like 222, way more than statistically I should, because of the fact that like my connection to this spiritual matrix puts me on this like little magical path where I cross paths with that stuff in the physical realm. But it has to do initially with the spiritual connection. And ironically, that's how it works in your body too, with your immune system. Like if you're spiritually connected to your body and your immune system and your bones and your flesh, you know yourself. Know thyself. That's on top of Neo in the Matrix when he walks into the Oracle's house for the first time. Because that's really what autoimmune diseases are, is your immune system not knowing what's you and what's not. So if you know yourself on every level, your immune system will take care of everything that doesn't belong there, whether it's COVID or whether it's anything else. And so with that knowledge, please go see your family today. Just do it. Like, know yourself through your love for your loved ones and become stronger in the heart and in everything else. Don't let this fear grip you. Like, don't let these fucking talking heads who get paid to shit fucking fear out of their mouth all day long tell you how to live. Gotta love South Philly. Got a little mini traffic jam here. It's all good. You know, guys doing stuff. I'm cool with it. So yeah, I didn't want to make this too long. I just hope that some of you guys out there, and like me, Alma, and the kids, came and visited my family like a while ago. They were a little nervous about the whole COVID thing because like, you got kids, you guys were at festivals. And I'm like, yeah, watch, we're gonna show up and everything's gonna be fine. And boom, everything was fine, nobody was sick. You know what I mean? So we're actually having sort of a mini Thanksgiving, which is nice. I'm very excited about that. And like I said, it has nothing to do with fucking pilgrims or anything like that. It just has to do with the fact that for my entire life, this time of year was meant as a family gathering time. And the fucking media and the government and the Bill Gateses of the world are trying to shut that down and make you feel guilty if you want to be a family man. Because they're trying to take out the two-parent family. Because without two-parent love and without the support of a full family unit, it's easier for the government and other nefarious entities and agencies to control the youth and to control all of us. So stay strong out there. Be a fucking shining beacon of life, strength, and power and courage for your loved ones, whether you're friends or family. And show up at Thanksgiving with a smile on your face. You know? And if they don't want to talk about how COVID's a scam and like, you know, germ theory is like disputable and it's actually about terrain theory, and COVID, if it's anything, is just mutated exosomes developed in China, which if you have any half-decent immune system, you'll be fine. Then bring that conversation up. that's gotten me into way too many wars with my family. So I kind of just let it ride. But yeah, I kind of want to talk about the election too, and election fraud and all that stuff, but maybe that's a time for another video. So yeah, if you haven't looked into what's going on with the election, I'll just give a brief synopsis. Basically, it's been like fucking almost 3 weeks, and there's still no determinant. If you watch the news, they say Joe Biden's a projected winner as transition's begun. But if you look into it, none of that stuff is actually official. What's official is that there are actually like lawsuits in like almost all of the swing states that if you look into the evidence of them, signed affidavits of people who are witnessing like massive amounts of voter fraud, millions of votes. The affidavits talk about people like bringing in votes through the back door, changing dates on stuff, all sorts of crazy shit. And Rudy Giuliani, who's Trump's lawyer, is showing this in court now. Pennsylvania's trying to stop it because they don't want to get caught, basically. But he had a hearing with the PA Senate, the legislature, who actually does decide who gets the electoral votes. And they were like dumbfounded by all the evidence he presented. They were like, this is insane. They could not believe it. So go check out that hearing. I think it happened yesterday. He had a public hearing, which is smart because the news ain't going to tell you what happened in the hearing. So it's got to be public so the public can go watch it. So go watch all these public hearings and proceedings and find out what's really going on, because the Biden camp is basically the China camp. They're the globalist camp. Biden just takes it up the ass from whoever owns them and does whatever they want. And you know, they're talking about, we got to make alliances. No, they want to make a one world government so that they can make none of you guys in the earth ever be allowed to go out without a mask or like hang out for Thanksgiving. So I gotta say, like, I am rooting for the Trump team. I hope they win. He's talking about no lockdowns. He doesn't want none of this shit. You know what I mean? The whole vaccine thing, like I said before in a previous video, I think he's nationalizing vaccine production as a method to stop it being done by Bill Gates and his conference. Like, the Trump and the military are all over that, so they know exactly what's going in there. Are they nefariously planning to vax us too? Maybe. But I haven't heard a single thing from that Trump team about the word mandatory. And they're just talking about using the military to help distribute it to fucking Walgreens. Like, I don't care if the military hooks Walgreens up with COVID vaccines. Let all the Karens get their vaccines and whatever the fuck else is in there. But all I know is the fucking Bill Gateses of the world want you to get that shit mandatory. And the guy who basically the entire world is trying to steal an election from isn't going to lock you down. So I guess that's 2 cents on the election. I'll get more into that in another video because that's like insane. You got to follow that. But the main point of this video was to tell you guys not to be afraid and to have courage and love and compassion in your hearts, and go see your fucking families today. Go give your dad a hug. Go give your mom a hug. You know what I mean? You're like worried about if they're going to die from COVID. What if you don't see them and then they die before you get to see them again? Think about that. And then it comes out that this COVID thing was all bullshit. How dumb would you feel? You know what I mean? Just love your family, man. Love your kids. Love your wife. Love your parents. And love yourself. And love the media too by ignoring them. I love you, but I'm not going to listen to you anymore because you guys are full of shit. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good Thanksgiving and enjoy your time with your loved ones.